Imagine being able to deadlift over 500 pounds, squat over 300 pounds, have a 45-inch vertical jump, but waking up every single morning, pain, sore, stiff, and not able to move. Yep, that was me. Sore all the time, knee pain, elbow pain, back pain, shoulder pain, everywhere pain, like damn. Then I would rest for a bit, feel better, but as soon as I started training again, boom, injury. But what changed for me though is that I stopped being a dum-dum and I stopped ignoring working on proper movement and mobility. Then what happened over time is I got stronger, eliminated pain, and was able to move my body the way it's supposed to. And I want the same for you too. And that's why I'm going to be giving you 5 movements that are going to unlock your body. And the good thing is that you only got to do these 5 to 10 minutes a day. If you have stiff hips, low back pain, knee pain, or you sit a lot, then this right here is a game changer, the 90-90 hip switch. It trains internal and external rotation at the hips. And did you know that if your hips don't move well, something else has to take the load? And usually that's going to be the lower back and the knees, and the pain and stiffness builds up over time. So if you can't do a hands-free 90-90 hip switch yet, no problem. Start the movement on the floor, laying all the way back, and all you're gonna do is focus dropping your knees as low as you can. You can start by moving both legs at the same time, but as you get used to it, you want to raise one leg, keep that knee on the ground. When you can't open up anymore, that's when you hit the switch and you just go side to side. Each of these movements, you want to spend at least 30 seconds to a minute, 4 rounds. And as your mobility improves, you can progress the movement by putting your hands on the floor and leaning back, and just continue practicing that movement. Over time, you'll be able to sit more and more upright, use a lot more control, and continue practicing and working on it until you can sit all the way upright and go hands-free. When you're able to go hands-free, work on the complete control, lifting one leg, moving one leg at a time. This right here is our natural resting position, and we're supposed to be able to do this for minutes, no problem. But years of sitting and inactivity and lack of movement has made this absolutely impossible. I remember when I used to make every single excuse in the book as to why I couldn't do a deep squat. I'm too tall, my legs are too long, it's bad for your knees, my knees hurt, I'm black, because you know mobility is racist. Until I saw an Asian granny doing this for like 10 to 15 minutes, no problem. That's when I knew I had to change. If you can't rest in a deep squat yet, no problem. Start assisted first with a pole, a door frame, anything that's gonna give you support. And what you do is you just use whatever range you have and just spend time in it, right? So work on being able to drop down as low as you can, hold for like 5 to 10 seconds, and just practice that until you're able to hold for 30. Over time, what you're going to see is that you'll be able to go lower, lower, and deeper, and you'll be more comfortable when you're down here. It will be uncomfortable at first, but trust me, it gets better over time. The next step to that, you gotta use a wall for support. Pretty much doing the same thing. Keep your back straight on the wall and drop down as low as you can. You wanna hold for 5 to 10 seconds and build up your capacity until you're able to stay here for 30 to 45 seconds, and then just work on getting lower. At first, you will fall, but over time, try to get up out of that position. And you'll repeat the same process, but with your heels elevated, and you can use anything. Could be plates, could be books, could be a yoga block, anything. Just spend time in this position and increase your comfortability. Comfortability, is that a real word? Get more comfortable in this position. Whatever, people make up words all the time. Add that to the dictionary. Eventually, you'll be able to sit in a deep squat with your feet flat on the ground. At first, you might look like a monster because you're gonna be all hunched up. But as your mobility improves, you'll be able to sit straight up, and this is gonna feel more and more natural. Your spine is made to move in all directions, and you're supposed to be able to handle load in all directions as well. And that's why a fantastic move to learn is the Jefferson curl. To build up to this, you're gonna start with only body weight and use an elevated surface so that you can limit range of motion, especially if you have back issues. Next, you're gonna think of yourself like melted ice cream or a slinky. You gotta think about melting down and curling one segment at a time, starting with your chin to your shoulders to your upper back, and then you just drop down as low as you can, and then you're gonna do the exact same thing backwards, starting with your mid back to your upper back to your shoulders, and then finish in the starting position. Now, what this exercise does for you is that it helps increase flexibility and strength in the lengthened position of your posterior chain. So basically, everything in your back, from your spine to your glutes, hamstrings, and calves, getting strong in long positions so you don't pull your back tying a shoelace. And what you want to do over time using your pain-free range is being able to go lower and lower until you're able to touch the floor. And once you're able to touch the floor comfortably, add a small load and repeat the process. The most important thing about the Jefferson curl though is that not everybody can do it, especially if you have back issues like a bulging disc or your back is extremely stiff. If you have crazy lower back pain, the Jefferson curl might not be the best thing to start off with. You might need to start off with an easier variation, like doing it on a chair, practicing a cat-cow, working on back stability with like bird dogs and back extension, building up load tolerance to be able to handle the Jefferson curl. The mid-back extension improves upper back mobility, which will help improve posture, open up your rib cage and your shoulders, which will help you when you do overhead movements. You can use a roller, something cylindrical, or a chair, or even a bench. Find a comfortable position on your upper back, put your hands on your head, and then you're gonna focus on dipping your shoulders over the roller. The most important thing is when you dip over, make sure that all the movement doesn't come from the neck and your shoulders don't move, because then all the tension goes into the neck. All right, so you're just gonna be dipping over as much as you can and then come all the way forward. And don't be surprised that if you dip down, you're gonna start to feel your core shake and vibrate. Completely normal. As you get more comfortable with the movement, you can shift the roller lower down your back and do the exact same thing and try to tap the ground with your head. Some alternatives for this are a thoracic extension on a wall or on the bench. You're gonna be working the same thing. If you lift a lot, sit a lot, use a phone or computer a lot, you're gonna be exposed to spinal compression, and the dead hang is the perfect exercise to decompress your spine. But if you can't do a dead hang yet, no problem. Start with a lower height so that you can use some foot support. And then all you do is when you're hanging, you can just lift your foot a little bit, and then when you feel your grip start to slip, you can reset and then just continue spending time in this position. You want to be able to hold this until you're able to go for at least 30 to 45 seconds. And when you're comfortable with that, that's when you got to try to start holding it for a minute or more. Another benefit of the dead hang that I forgot to mention is that it trains your grip. Your grip strength becomes so much better, which is going to help you do many different pulling exercises like deadlifts and rows. And if you want to add some back of the shoulder strengthening, you can do things like scapular pulls, where you're just depressing and elevating your scapula, or active hangs. Now, pain is your body telling you that something somewhere is wrong and it needs to be addressed. Don't be a dum-dum and ignore it. It's gonna come back later. The good thing about all these moves is that you'll be able to rebuild your body from the ground up and work on being able to move the way you're supposed to. Over time, you'll be able to move better, perform in the gym better, perform in sports and life better, and have more confidence moving your body around and not being worried about snapping yourself. And you'll be more resilient, meaning your body will last longer than a piece of juicy fruit gum. And remember, you don't have to start with the hardest variations first. Pick the ones that work for you the best, that causes no pain, and build up from there. And again, the good thing is that 5 to 10 minutes of doing this daily, and you'll be moving very differently very soon.